What's up, Run Try Bike community? Welcome to our Fiery Ember show on the Everyday Athlete Podcast Network. As you know, this is not a show that is going to help you increase your VO2 max or set you at the PR in the 5K or the 100 mile or whatever it is you're racing. But it's going to make you laugh, which does have some cardio benefits. So make sure you stick around and get to learn more about our guests outside of the world of running, swimming, and cycling. Today, I'm going to be joined by Ashley Ljesevic. And let me tell you something, that's a mouthful for a person whose last name is Bahamundi. Anyway, Ashley is the host of Endurance Diaries, and I've had the pleasure of being a guest on her show. And so we're going to turn the tables, and I get to ask her questions about life in general and some of the craziest things that we can think of and just get unhinged here. But be sure to check out Endurance Diaries. It is a great podcast, and you'll get a lot of value out of it. Excuse me. Before I bring her on, make sure you check out the Everyday Athlete Podcast Network on your favorite podcast platform. There's a variety of shows that we have, which means that we have something for everybody, from music and food to Q&A shows to unhinged conversations about whether or not you can run faster than a snake. I don't know. Do snakes run? I don't know. I'm making stuff up. Anyway, let's stop the rambling. Let's bring Ashley on the show and let's have some fun. Hey, Ashley, how are you?
Jason, I'm great. Thanks so much for having me on here. This is so awesome.
You're quite welcome. Since we had some technical difficulties, did you wipe your hands off so that you're not sweaty and nervous anymore?
Everything is good. Everything's good.
For those of you who don't get it, the behind the scenes joke is that Ashley and I were trying to get this show live on the Endurance Diaries podcast platform on Instagram, and some instances, shall we say, with passwords and all kinds of other stuff, but we got it to work.
We did a few password resets later and we are here. So,
and I see that we are live because I just opened up my Instagram. So we're live on that channel for sure. Perfect. So we're all good. Perfect. And we are live on the Run Try Bike page as well. So Fiery Ember show is not a show, like I mentioned in the intro, where we're going to talk about VO2 max and paces and watts per kilogram and everything else under the sun. We want to get to know you so that the people that are listening to your show can get to know the host while they're listening to those conversations, which are phenomenal, by the way. So first off, I'm a huge fan of food. I absolutely love food. I love eating. I love everything about food. You can only eat one meal for the rest of your life. Where are you going? What are you eating?
Oh, that's a great question. Immediately, I'm thinking pierogies because I'm remembering the conversation you and I had before that we need to revisit. But I am such a pasta girl. I would just go for some pasta and bread, just carb it up.
What kind of pasta? Because you can have pesto, you can have Alfredo, you can have red sauce.
Okay, I got to go with this. My husband's amazing cook, so I got to give him a shout out. And I would say he does a pasta with pesto, sun-dried tomatoes, and pine nuts.
Oh, yes.
It is fire. So with a little bit of Parmigiano on top.
Yeah, I'm in. Sign me up. By the bucket load.
Yeah, but you got to have some bread on the side too.
Yes, 100%. Do you have a favorite pasta?
Carbs on carbs. Gosh. Not really. Not really. I mean, all pasta. I mean, penne, spaghetti, angel hair. What's the tagliatelle? How do you say it?
Tagliatelle.
Tagliatelle. Yeah, gnocchi. Yes. I mean, I love them all. I love the shells, the big shells.
You missed the best one. Bucatini. The best one.
Oh, yeah, of course. I just can't pronounce it. So thank you for covering me there.
You can pronounce your last name, but Bucatini is a bridge too far.
A little too far. That is awesome.
Is there a food that you are just adamant, I'm never eating this? I don't care what it is.
Yeah, this is going to be an unpopular response, but it's the truth. And I don't eat any seafood.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think growing up in Pittsburgh, I'm such like a, permani sandwich, burgers, fries, all of this kind of food. Put fries on everything, ketchup on everything. And I just never really had any kind of seafood. But now living down in Florida, I'm surrounded by it. I know it's amazing. I will try it. So you can ask anybody who goes out to dinner with me. I'll try all of the fish in the shells and oyster. I don't understand it, but I'll try it, and I can appreciate that, that others appreciate it.
What do you
But
mean you don't understand it?
I don't understand, oysters, for example,
Okay.
because I'm like, you're just kinda shooting them back, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So to me, I'm like, where's the substance? I don't know. That's why also I gotta say this, I'm not like a fancy, like fine dining person.
Yeah,
I also don't really understand that because I wanna eat.
right.
If you know me, it's like I like to eat, so you get like 3 raviolis on a plate with a whole lot of
Yeah,
truffle. I'm like, I gotta get a little bit more than that.
yeah. Give me the can of Chef Boyardee before you give me 3 ravioli on a plate.
100%.
By the way, like, a lot of people would describe oysters as, like, just swallowing snot, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's what it looks like to me.
yeah.
So I'm like, "Oh, how do you know, like, what's a really good oyster?" Because if you're just taking it back, like, I don't know. Maybe I gotta
So,
try one. Actually, I haven't tried oysters, to be honest, so I gotta try it. I can't knock it till I try it. I'm big on that. Don't knock it till you try it.
for me, the oyster, it's all the shit you put onto the oyster. It's not necessarily the oyster, right? Because and there will be people out there, purists, that'll say, "I love the taste of the brininess and the salt water," and good for you, right? That's awesome. It can be tasty. But for the most part, most people are drowning it in hot sauce or some sort of like vinegar based sauce that's on there and they're tasting that way more than they're tasting the oyster.
Totally. Totally. Eh,
So I'm gonna say something to you that might blow your mind, and I want to know if you have something similar. I have never in my entire life, I'm 51 years old, have never eaten macaroni and cheese.
what? Mason.
And I never will because of that face right there. It's a great conversation starter. Look at you. You're like, what? You've
Wow.
never lived, and I'm like,
You've
yeah, I've
never
lived
had mac
plenty.
and cheese?
Never.
Why?
So when I was a kid, my mother would serve us pasta with red sauce, but with milk, and that combination just doesn't work for me. Like there's something about it that just is awful for me. And so I've always equated pasta and dairy in that way. And look, America, worldwide, I get it. Yes, I put Parmesan cheese and mozzarella cheese on my pasta. I got it. Thumbs
Yeah.
up. Understood. But it's not the same. It's
Yeah.
not the same. And so mac and cheese has never appealed to me. My mother never made me eat it. Like she never brought the Kraft blue box out of the pantry. My sister loves it to the high heavens, and I've just never eaten it. And now I'm going to go to my grave never having eaten it. And I'm proud of that.
Hey, I mean, that's I love mac and cheese, and I would encourage you to try it, but also, I mean, good for you, you
So, do
know?
you have a food in your that's on your no fly list?
I mean, outside of the category of seafood,
Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
liver.
Yeah, I wouldn't really tap into that. I mean, I'm not interested in it, It's like, no. Gator bites are a thing down here. Not
Yep.
interested in gator. Not interested in duck, really. What else? I think rabbit is it. Like, I don't know. I that isn't for me. I'm trying to think of some other foods that I wouldn't. Generally, I'll try everything, and then I'll
Good
be
for
like,
you.
I gotta try it. I
Yeah.
just haven't tried the oysters yet, but I will now. I mean, now I feel like I gotta go. I
Now you
gotta
got to. Now it's a part
gotta
of
try an
the.
oyster.
You'll have
Um,
to. You'll have to come back and report on whether or
yeah,
not you actually like oysters.
yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. I think that would be fun to do live. Actually, just get some
Oh,
oysters and just
so in. I
oyster
mean, I
shop.
don't eat seafood anymore, but yeah,
Okay, so well, okay, I was gonna say we could do that next time on the
I
podcast.
will absolutely watch you do it because
Yeah.
it would be great content for sure.
Yeah. I'm trying to think though. I mean, I don't know.
Well, let's pivot while you're thinking about that. So, speaking of great content and things that you would watch and kind of want to turn away from at the same time, I'm a huge reality TV show fan. Like,
Mm.
it's awful television, but it's so entertaining. Do you have a guilty pleasure when it comes to like TV shows?
I don't. I used to be all into the Bachelor series and all of that. I used to love MTV Real World.
Yes.
that was the show, and I watched that all the time on MTV. And I was always so curious about the houses, and I wanted to go to the different cities to go to
Yep.
the houses there. I was just actually in Key West a couple weekends ago, and they did Real World Key West, and I was like, oh, I wonder where the Real World house was, and I was really curious to go find it. We didn't go find it, but loved Real World. Now, not so much, because I think living down here in this climate, I'm outside all the time, and I want to be outside, and I'm
Yeah.
just not watching much. I'm not watching much TV, and I'm also not. My husband will watch all these different series on Netflix, and I'm like, I do love Somebody Feed Phil, though. I love Phil.
So, Somebody Feed Phil, yes.
And I love, but that's not reality TV. That's just him traveling the world, eating cool food.
But I'm telling you, like, I could watch people travel the world eating food. Like, I'm a huge Stanley Tucci fan, and Stanley Eats. I think it wasn't called Stanley Eats Italy, but it was something. Stanley does something in Italy, and it was on CNN for a while. And my goodness, there's an episode where he's eating food, and he looks at the camera, and I'm going to paraphrase, and he goes, "God damn, this is fucking good." And like, if you can get that reaction from a plate of food, it's top notch.
Yeah, 100%. I think I watched some of that series on the way to Italy, actually, because they had it on the plane, and they were just kind of streaming through different regions.
Yeah. Do you have a meal like that comes to mind where you're like, oh my goodness, that was so good?
Yeah, I mean, I just go back to like my husband's food.
It's
I mean,
awesome.
I give him like I'm. This is probably the most shout outs I've given him in this way. But he deserves all the shout outs, all the love. But yeah, he's just and he's great at just like getting creative in the kitchen. And then we'll just put that together. And I'm like, really? I think there's a little bit too much garlic in there. And he's like, okay, do you want to make it? And I'm like, not really.
Is there such a thing? Is there such a thing as too much garlic?
To me, I'm just like, I don't know. It looks like it, but I can't. Who am I to say? Because you're preparing it, and so. But no, I love. I mean, all the Italian food. Also, a lot of like. I mean, he's Austrian Serbian, so we can get into all the, cultural things. So, but yeah. I don't really have a favorite. I think anything he makes is my favorite. So there's my little plug.
Is it more about the fact that you don't have to actually cook it as opposed to the taste?
I think that's a big part of it.
Do you have rules in your house where if he cooks, so you clean?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And it's just, but I find that to be very therapeutic. That process to me, and like, great, you can go chill, do your thing. I'll just, clean everything up.
All right. So here's the $64,000 question, or maybe the 64-cent question. How do you load the dishwasher?
Oh,
I told you we're going to talk third rail on this show.
It is. I love that question. I could do better because there's no real process to it. I'm like, all right, look, like, this goes in here. If you open up, you'd be like, wow, there's so much more that could. I'm knocking the mic over. It could be better for sure. I don't have any kind of process of what goes where and how, except for all of the utensils all go in the little bucket on the bottom.
Yeah, I'm like a Tetris guy. Like, I'm moving. Like, everything has to have its place. If I open up a dishwasher and it just looks like people just dump the bucket of dishes into there, like, I will lose my mind.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like it gets clean though.
It's true.
So it's like, all right, but it could definitely be better. Actually, that actually sounds like a fun process to see how I could, maximize the space.
We're gonna start a new trend on Instagram and TikTok. How do you load your dishwasher?
I know it's out there too. I mean, there's hacks for everything, right?
Like, it's not a hack. Is it? Is it a hack?
I don't know.
I don't know. Just load it up neatly. It's weird, right? Like for me, load it up neatly so I can easily take it out.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Now I'm going to be thinking about this conversation next time I load the dishwasher. So thank you for that.
How good are you at folding fitted sheets?
Oh my gosh. This shows all my weaknesses here on this Fiery Embers. Also could be better. I mean, if you look at my YouTube history, you would probably see some folding of tanks, t-shirts, sheets. Yeah. But hey, we get it done, we
That's
improve.
it.
And that's what matters, is that it's just a constant improvement, right?
I will
Willing.
say this, like, if somebody's coming over to your house or your apartment, they're probably not looking in your pantry at your fucking folded fitted sheet. So wad them into a bowl and throw it in there and it's fine.
100%. And then there's also friends that are really good at organization, and they're like, hey, I can help you. You want help with this? Yeah, let me help you. And I'm like, that would be so awesome. And it's a no judgment zone. And it's just like, great, you're helping me. We're having a great conversation. I'm learning, I'm getting better, more
Yep.
organized, no judgment. It's just it's a great it's a great situation.
I might have to do a YouTube video on how to fold a fitted sheet because of one of the 7 talents I have, that's one of them. Like I
Oh,
learned to fold a fitted sheet very well.
wow. Okay, so you just open up the door. What are the other 6 talents?
Talking, which some people might not think that that's a talent, but I do it, and I do it a lot. Maybe not well, but I do it a lot.
No, you're great.
I love cooking. Like I absolutely love cooking as well. The other thing is taking naps midday. Like I'm the king of like a 12 o'clock nap. Like I can't, there's nobody better than me. Period. End of story. I will arm wrestle people about that. And well, 5. So the other thing is I don't know how to sit still. Like
Mm,
I have to always be moving. So I'm pacing around the apartment, or I may have gone grocery shopping yesterday, but today I'm like, oh, I think I forgot 1 or 2 things, and just walk to the grocery store just to get out of the house and be around human beings and connect with human beings out there in the world, even if I don't talk to them.
yes. Yeah, for sure. I have a question on the naps. Are you able to just fall asleep instantly when you do it?
Anywhere,
Wow,
anywhere at any time.
that is a gift.
Um,
Talent, gift, talent, however you want to call it. But that's amazing.
here's the funny thing: 9 times out of 10, it doesn't impact my sleep at night. Like I can still fall asleep at night. Maybe that's another talent or a gift. I can drink coffee at like 7 p.m. and fall asleep by 9. Like that's not a problem.
Non-decaf.
Yeah. Give me
Yeah.
all the caffeine.
Yeah, exactly. All the cap. Wow, that's great.
Are you
And
a coffee drinker?
oh, I love coffee.
What's your go-to order?
Black. Just
Yes.
black coffee. I don't want anything in it. That's it. But interesting enough, that happened. I got COVID in 2020, and I had some like aversions in my taste and smell. It was pretty impacted, and I think coming out of that, for some reason, I was like, I only want black coffee. I just want black coffee. Prior to that, I'd be like, let me get some milk or do some oat milk or almond milk or cashew milk. And now they have pistachio milk. I just learned banana milk, all these different kinds of milks. Let me just get the black coffee. I'll do like a cappuccino or that or like macchiato or small espresso macchiatos and that.
Yep.
But I just like it straight up black drip coffee.
Have you seen that movie? I can't remember the name of it, but Paul Rudd, he goes into like the fancy coffee shop to order. It's presumably a Starbucks.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want a large. And the lady's like, you mean a venti? And he's like, no, a large. And she's like, well, what about a tall or grande? They go through this whole thing, and he's like, congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages. My wife says that that's me. Like every time I go to Starbucks, I never say grande, venti, or whatever. It's always small, medium, and large. And I learned that the venti is because it's 20 for 20 ounces, which is the size of the cup. Yeah, I didn't know that. And so I said, well, so if I go to the Starbucks tomorrow and I order a 16, are they going to give me a 16-ounce cup? Because are they going to know what that means?
That is great.
Look, you're contemplating. You want to go and order, like, can I get the ocho? Because that's an 8-ounce small.
Yeah, it's funny though, but venti, I mean, what is it? Venti, is it tall grande venti? Venti is the tall.
Yes.
I'm going to say venti's the tallest, but the tallest is the smallest, actually. The tallest is the shortest.
You see what I mean? It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's just like, come on. Why do we got to complicate things that don't have to be complicated? That's a conversation.
So I'm gonna ask you a question that my mentor asked me or asks everybody, and we brought it up on your show, on the Endurance Diary show, and I think it's a great question, which is, what do you do for fun?
That is the best question. I love the question. Um, I like, honestly, I love just meeting a friend for coffee.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do for fun. Like truly, and I can sit at a coffee shop for hours and just have a conversation.
Yes.
And I think that it's those little things, just literally hanging out and undistracted of all the other noise and everything that's happening around us. And that gets into this other thought of like hobbies, the art of hobbies,
Yeah.
what I like to do. Um, I'm not the best like drawer. Is that a word? Drawer? Like right. But I love to just like scribble
Yeah.
and stuff and like draw little things on notebook paper and just kind of like mindlessly like just get out of the headspace.
Yep.
And learning to, I mean, I like to journal a lot anyways, just as an introspective thing. But also learning to literally just like write, just let yourself go in that, because there's so much from the outside. There's so much influence everywhere. There's so much this performance culture that we live in, and this productivity culture is just nonstop. And so what does it look like to actually go and do something that we just enjoy doing for the sake of enjoying it? It doesn't have to be strings attached where how am I going to make a business out of, you know,
Yes.
sidewalk chalk or something. Everything has to be attached to this. It's like, really? We just do things for fun because we like doing them.
More of that. 100% more of that, right? Like, I think about this all the time too. So what if we had a hidden talent that we never knew about because we didn't take risks and try something new and find a new hobby, right? Like, I might be the world's greatest violin player, but I would never know it because I didn't take a risk to pick up the violin one day and test it out, right? But I think a large part of that is because it's been so ingrained in us to, how are you going to live on that? How are you going to make money on that? How many followers are you going to get from that? How many likes are you going to? And it's like, holy shit, I just want to play the violin.
100%. 100%.
Is there something that you often think to yourself, I think I could be pretty good at it if I just tried?
Yeah, actually golf.
Yeah. Well, you live in a great place to try it out.
And I don't really golf much. I love mini golf, Jason. But here's the caveat with mini golf. I love mini golf, but the courses that have the fun obstacles, like the pirate ship or the windmill or so, like I like that obstacle. Like it's fun. I feel like I'm a kid when I'm playing. I don't want to go play on the courses that, you know, Tiger Woods has this new pop stroke that they have here. And it's like a mini golf thing, but it's kind of boring because from my perspective, there's no like things to get, like there's no obstacles, like there's no fun things. It's just like a little turf and you go out and okay. But I think that trying golf, I'm like really curious to see if I would be good at it.
All right, so I'm giving you an unlimited budget to create your own mini golf course.
Yeah.
All right, you got 9 holes to design. What are we putting on this 9-hole golf course?
Wow. Oh, gosh, that's such a good question.
All right, so we'll exchange holes. I'll start with hole 1. You can take hole 2.
Okay.
So on hole 1, I'm going to put a huge ass whisk that cranks. So the whisk spins, and you got to get the ball through as the whisk is spinning. And if you get it in on the other end on a hole in 1, you get a dish from whatever Italian restaurant sponsor we can get to pay us.
Wow. That's good.
That's my other hidden talent. I can come up with dumb shit like that really fast.
I know. Now I'm like, you just take it. I mean, I'm thinking about, gosh, what I would love, like kind of if I'm envisioning my own course, I would love to make it Super Mario themed.
Yes.
I just think that would be fun, that if you're hitting, like, I don't know, with the little like levels, you know, somehow that there's something on the course that if the ball hits the thing, then it springs up and it hits the little square or the box that they have, and then maybe a mushroom comes out, and then somehow, I don't know, like I just think like how fun would that be if it was like themed in that way?
I would I would design a hole that has a backboard. So instead, normally with mini golf, you putt, but we'll give you a wedge so you can hit it and it hits against this backboard and it falls into the leg from A Christmas Story and then comes out the shoe in the front and rolls out.
Okay, I have another one. Okay, no, what if it's like a school bus or something, right? A school bus shape, and you hit the ball, and then there's a driver at the front, and then it hits like the gas pedal, and then the school bus carries the ball to the end of the court,
Yes!
the end, right? And it's like a little bit of movement there, or something with cars in that way, where somehow you got to first hit the ball into the car and the back of the car, then the car moves. And it just like, you don't know where it's going to go. Maybe then there's a little remote control that's also part of the game. So then you got to navigate the car. The car drops the ball off somewhere. And then somehow, also, I would love to incorporate pinball into mini golf too.
Yes.
I don't know. I think that there's endless possibilities with mini golf. And I think that with that, it's fun because it takes you out of like reality in a way, and you can just have fun. Again, going back to the hobbies and doing things for fun, where you're just not so consumed and overthinking of like, let me attach meaning to this somehow. Let me see how by going and doing this thing, then it's going to advance me. Or if I'm going to meet somebody, what can I get out of them that's going to benefit me? That's like just always, I feel like we're surrounded by that, of just what can you do for me that's going to help advance me in this thing so I can get what it is that I want. And I understand that it's just like society, but I just want more of like just really doing things for fun.
But if people like yourself and myself don't push back on this idea that I'm doing it for fun, then it'll never change. Like, we have to speak up and show people how to have fun too, right? Like, it's one thing to talk about it, but you also have to lead by example in a sense. It's one of the reasons why every Sunday I post a video of me dancing after my run, because it's like, let's have fun with this shit. The vast majority of us aren't getting paid to run. Let's be honest, right? Yeah. And yet we're going to pour over data on Strava, and we're going to talk about our HRV and paces and all of these other things, when in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, it just does not matter. Like, go have fun. Put on the latest Bad Bunny song and dance to it and record yourself and then post it. Like, have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, what would really, I'm really curious about is like, if we stripped away all of the metrics, all of the performance metrics, and let's just go into the social media world, because I know there's a lot that's happening in that space. And if we just stripped it away and it wasn't visible to any, like, what would we actually what would we share? What would we want to put out there? How would we interact with, how would we see one another? Because oftentimes, I mean, this conversation comes up all the time, right? Of like, you think, okay, what someone else is sharing, is that really real life? This is the highlights, this is that. But it's true. And I find myself sometimes where I'm just like, wow, I need a break from this. I mean, to be honest, I really have such like a love-hate relationship with it. Like, I tap in and out, in and out. I just use Instagram, and then LinkedIn but LinkedIn, I'm not so, it's a little bit different to me than mindlessly scrolling on Instagram.
Yep.
I think, gosh, like, it can really be harmful. Like, I know for myself, I'm like, this isn't helping me mentally. I need a break. But then yet I'm still on there, and I'm like, can we all just collectively say like, hey, we're not doing this? Yeah. Like, I feel like we'd all just be, I don't know. I don't know.
We'd be outside touching grass. Like, go outside and touch grass.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told my wife this last Thursday. I was having, I wouldn't call it a breakdown, but like mental anxiety and stress. And I told her it's because I have an idle mind right now. And so I'm looking at all these posts on social media, and it's just creating more anxiety and more stress, because it's like, are you doing enough, Jason? Why aren't you doing more? Why don't you do this instead? And I was like, I had to shut it all down and just get away from it all, because it became too much. Like, and I think more people need to just put the phone down, close the laptop, and go for a walk. 30, 45 minutes. It's a refresher. It just gives you an opportunity to think about the world outside of that, 3 to 4 inch space that's in your hand. because it can be overwhelming at times.
Yeah, 100%. And it can be also such a good tool, as we know, and we're on there, we're using it. And it's like, I don't want to step away, because I think it can be managed.
Yep.
Right. I think it can be managed. And like you said, can you take a break? Can you get outside and literally just leave your phone at home, and do that? I mean, it makes such a difference, because we're so quick to just like, oh, let me check.
Yeah.
Let me
Right.
see like what's
3
going on.
hours later.
Yeah. And I realize when I go out and I don't have my phone with me, even if it's for a short time, like I'm just more aware of the surroundings, the people that I can interact with. And I know you've said this before, and I love it of how you can just strike up a conversation with anybody.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like you're in the middle of the grocery store. I think about how often I walk into the store with my AirPods and I'm just kind of like, and I think then I bump into somebody and I feel so like silly in a way, because I'm just like, I don't need to be listening to, I mean, I listen to all genres of music, so it just depends on the mood. But I'm like, I don't need to be listening to this while I'm, picking up dried mangoes, and like I'm missing somebody who is here and just like, they don't even see I have AirPods in because it's tucked behind my hair.
Right.
And I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry for just being ignorant to literally everything around me. So I'm trying to be more aware of that, and just,
I will share a story with you. So just 2 days ago, I walked to the grocery store. So we live in West Hollywood in Los Angeles. I walked to the grocery store. It's like a half mile, 0.6 of a mile to the grocery store. And I'm coming back. And there's a gentleman in front of a memorial. A young lady was hit by a car near our apartment in our neighborhood and died. And there was a gentleman who was at the memorial, and he stopped me. And he asked me if I had heard anything or seen anything with the accident. And presumably, I'm making an assumption here, 9 out of 10 people, 8 out of 10 people would have said no and kept walking. And I stopped and I said, no, I did not. And it's amazing because we live right here. I didn't hear a siren. I didn't hear an accident, didn't hear tires screeching or anything. Anyway, I ended up talking to this gentleman for about 30 to 40 minutes about life. Like we talked about the accident. And then he started telling me about the local chocolate shop that was around the corner there. And then this local Thai restaurant that's around the corner. And like all of these things, because I stopped for a moment to have a conversation with him. And I've learned so much about stuff that's in this neighborhood that I didn't know about prior to this conversation. And I think if we slowed down a little bit and paused for a moment and had conversations with each other and connected with each other, our worlds would open up tenfold. And we would probably be surprised at things that are literally right in our backyard that we don't know about.
100%. Yeah. And how quick are we to otherwise just make just a judgment in passing?
Yep.
And know nothing about somebody who we just looked at a certain way or thought, oh, why are they buying dried mangoes? That must mean X, Y, and Z if they're doing that, right? And then we just categorize people and label people and throw them in boxes, and then that's it.
Did you just eat the dried mango out of the package, or were you going to use them or pass them to your husband to use them in a recipe?
Great question. Hey, what can you do with dried mangoes? You can get crafty. No, they're my favorite. Well, I think they're a good snack.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of dried pineapple. Like I love dried pineapple.
I just think, okay, they're just mango. It's fruit, right? It's fruit sugar. There's no added sugar in here. I mean, mango's got a lot of sugar, but I think it's, yeah.
You know, it's funny. I had this conversation with Heidi Baker a couple of weeks ago on the Running Tales podcast, because she's an ultra runner, and she had posted a video of like all the things that ultra runners eat, Oreos and all kinds of stuff. Right. Yeah. And as you were saying, well, mangoes don't have added sugar and all these things. And I'm like, think about the world that we live in where you felt compelled subconsciously to talk about the sugar in fruit, right? Because there's somebody out there policing conversation about fruit and sugar and food. And it's like, come on, man. I just want to eat the fucking mango. Leave me alone.
That is so true. But this is the marketing too, Jason.
Yes.
It's all over. I mean, everything on there. You're like, oh, okay. It's right in front of you. No added sugar. Well, Let me take that one and run with it.
Right. Well, no shit. It's fucking mango. Of course, it doesn't have any added sugar. Like, I mean, honestly, like if I put mango in a package and I put gluten-free, vegan, no extra added sugar, I could probably charge $13 for it, right? Because, oh, look, all the things it doesn't have. And it's like, it's mango, homeboy.
I know.
Like, there's nothing more to it than mango.
It is a mango. Yeah.
Right. Humans pretend to be the smartest animals on the planet, but man, we are dumb as rocks sometimes. Like,
let me check the ingredients in this. I mean, right.
What'd you slip in here, Big Pharma?
Yeah, come on.
I know you put something in this
It
mango.
can't just be a mango.
Here's another question for you. I want to go back to the mini golf. So I'm a huge baseball fan, and I've been getting more and more into music. And I was thinking to myself, on our 9-hole golf course, if we could have people be able to get introduced as they walk up to their ready to putt, like, and play their favorite song, how cool would it would be personalized? They would be like, damn, look at me. So I'm giving Ashley the opportunity to press the button. What song is going to play over the loudspeaker as she steps up to the green on hole number 5?
Okay. This is a little bit of a curveball, but this is, I would go Missy Elliott.
Yes.
Yeah. Missy Elliott. I love, gosh, what is her song?
Get your freak on. Get your freak on.
Not get your freak on, not work it. It's something else, and I should know this. And now it's gonna bother me, but gosh, Jason, I'm gonna embarrass myself because I'm like, let me sing the lyrics.
Yeah, sing the lyrics. That's what this show's all about. Having fun.
It's about singing the lyrics. It's like, gosh, hold on. Wait, I gotta figure it out.
This is going to be our first live concert on the Fiery Embers.
Now I'm like, and it's not Lose Control either. It's obviously we run this.
That's a good one.
This is the song. Yeah, you know this song?
Yep.
And it's like, yeah.
So this is what's playing as you walk up to hole number 5 at our newfound 9-hole mini golf course.
Yeah, it's so good.
I like it. That part right there, that beat is world renowned too. It's perfect.
Yeah. So that's it. We run this. Obviously, blanking on the name put me on the spot like that.
Yeah, of course.
But that's the song.
I like it.
That's the song.
We need more of that. We need more of that kind of stuff. Like, I always wonder, like, could we make running more fun if we let people pick like a walk-up song that they got to play? Like, just do a lottery. I know some races have tens of thousands of people, but pick a lottery, give like 5 people a chance to play a song as they walk up to the start line, and they get to start by themselves. Like, not everybody's going, like, they start on their own with their walk-up song.
Yeah, the race will be like a week long. You gotta let everyone start. Like, oh, here's your wave time. You're in, Corral X on Tuesday at 3:52. That's when you walk up. Gosh.
I'm in.
I'm trying to think about the songs that my music change. I'm just constantly changing. That's why I like mashups.
Yep.
I'm really a big fan of Fit Radio. I don't know if you know Fit Radio.
No.
I like Fit Radio because there's just so many mashups, and I'm like, I don't know, just switch it up all the time, so I'm not bored.
Do you remember when Linkin Park and Jay-Z did a couple of 100%,
yeah,
so good. God, they were so good.
Yeah.
The other more famous one is Run DMC and Aerosmith, Walk This Way.
Oh,
really, really big one that most people remember.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's some good stuff. Playing basketball growing up, I always would be the one making the warm-up music.
There you go.
A lot of like hip hop, to be honest. I mean, you just like hip hop and rap was like the thing. So it's like, I get it, I don't know. It's
part of the culture.
Yeah, I mean, it is, like traveling all the time. And that was like the thing. We would always be making, burning CDs and making CDs and bringing them on the road trips and stuff.
Burning CDs. You know how many kids right now are like, what does that mean?
What is a burn CD? What is LimeWire? Oh my
Napster.
God. Whenever, yeah, and then you get a virus on LimeWire and you're like, oh my gosh, what is happening here? Uh, that's not what I downloaded. This is not what I downloaded.
I'm gonna make an assumption that I'm older than you, but I remember like trying to listen to the radio and record off the radio, and then the DJ would fucking open his mouth right before the song ended, and you're like, shit.
Yes, yes, yes. Like in the middle of the song, like, this is DJ's. And you're like, no, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. And I would just like be on repeat. It's just like, no, that wasn't it.
Kids these days, I'm gonna be the old man shaking my fist at the clouds. Kids these days, they don't know how good they got it.
Well, yeah, 100%. And then I just think about the songs that we would search in LimeWire, and they'd be like, oh no, that's not the right version. Oh, this is the right version. Oh no, that's the clean version. I need the explicit version. And there's like hundreds of different options of these songs. You're just like, okay, that one's it. And you'd have to change the titles of them as well.
Yep.
Because it would just be these like long titles.
Yep. You just made me think how we really have just changed how we waste time.
Yeah.
Right? Like you just talked about like trying to find the right song probably took 3 or 4 hours, and now we just scroll on Instagram for 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same. It's like, gosh. I'm always every time I get that Sunday alert that's like, this was your screen time for the week. Like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that it's not that, I mean, I don't know. If I'm being honest, what was my screen time last? I think it was like 4 hours.
Does it become a game for you? Like now I need to be at 350?
Was last kind of. I'm like, I need to do better.
Yeah.
It needs to be under that 4 hours on my phone. And I know, and this is not to compare, but I know that is not bad comparative to others. But that's like, it's all relative, right? It's like, okay, well, this is my life, right? So what am I doing for 4 hours on my phone? And then I'm like, most of this has to be on Spotify because I'm listening to stuff. But I'm like, does that count? What's in the background? I only give myself 25 minutes on Instagram a day. I definitely break that every time they're like, hey, you have 5 minutes left. Do you want? And I'm like, no, just forget it for today.
But it makes you feel good that you have the alarm set.
Exactly. It gives you like 3 options, like 1 more minute, 15 minutes, or like ignore for the day. I'm like, nah, just ignore it. You know, I need to be on here. I need to see what's going on. But the awareness helps for sure. But I think that the TLDR is we need to get outside more. We need to do things for fun. We need to encourage one another to have hobbies and bring one another into our hobbies and find group hobbies.
So do me a favor. In your 25 minutes to unlimited time while you're on Instagram, tag Run Try Mag on the thing that you're doing that you're having fun with so that we can share it. Like, you know, I talked about how I post a video. It's like 10, 15 seconds of me dancing on Sunday after my long run. And every week since I started doing this more consistently, I get tagged of people dancing after their long run. I get tagged now by people when they go to the grocery store and they're like, look what I found at the grocery store. And, you know, so like I said this the other day, I was like, I had these illusions of grandeur that I was going to be like this world famous entrepreneur. And look at me, I built this business from the ground up. And now I'm getting tagged in shit that people find at the fucking grocery store. And I'm like, that's even better. Like, give me that all day long.
I love it. Yeah, I will now for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if your husband is making that pesto dish with the pine nuts and the noodles and everything else, post a picture of that and tag me in it. I will share that to the high heavens. Like, we need to make this shit more fun. Life is too serious. It's too hard. Like, let's have more fun, man.
Yes. Unfiltered fun.
All day, every day.
Yeah.
We're running a little long on time, so I want to ask you. So we've talked about TV, which you said you don't watch too much. We've talked about food. We've talked about music. So we've touched on all the third and fourth rails of fun, but movies. We haven't talked about movies. Do you have a go-to movie that you will defend until the day you die as being better than any other movie in the land?
I love funny movies. I love comedy movies, and I'm a Jennifer Aniston fan. So I think the movie that I'm always watching is Just Go With It. with Jennifer Aniston, Adam Sandler.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's funny. I think, that's yeah, that one or, We're the Millers is
Where the
also
Millers is
me
funny.
yeah, I just, like I'm, but I just watched the F1 movie. I mean, here's the thing, I don't know a whole ton of movies. The Lion King to me is my all-time favorite, I just love The Lion King.
Why?
Why? I just think it's I don't know, I just think it's a inspiring. Like, I don't know. I do. I just I think it's a good story and it makes me feel like I'm a kid and I'm out of like real other like life things that could just consume my time and energy and
Yep.
bring me down. And I think just going to the movies gets you out of your head. And that's why I love it. I love actually going to the movies. And the reason why I love going to the movies, and I just saw the new F1 movie the other day. 2.5 hour long movie, which, whew, that's a long time. I'm gonna need all my snacks. So
Yes.
that's why I love going to the movies because it's the time I can have my popcorn, M&Ms, and Coke Zero. And otherwise, I don't really eat that all the time.
Yep.
But the movies means I get to have those snacks. So
Is that the go-to? Popcorn, M&Ms, and Coke Zero at the movies?
yes, and the M&Ms in the popcorn bag.
Oh, okay.
So like
Interesting.
just kind of mix it up.
Yeah.
So you don't know, you're like, you're watching the movie, you're like, oh, is this an M&M or is this like, I don't know, let me try. Or is it both? Look, it's a both, a little salty and sweet. So yeah, Jennifer Aniston is I mean, again, I don't know, maybe I'm boring.
No, who cares? What's
Who
boring
cares?
compared to who?
And I was fishing for that response. Actually, I'm like, you're gonna tell me that no. Yeah.
Just think about this. Like, you're giving me Jennifer Aniston movies, and my favorite movie of all time, and I will arm wrestle anybody who disagrees with me, is Casablanca. It's
Oh
my
yeah.
favorite movie of all time. I was hungover in college. The local college TV station put it on repeat, so I wasn't getting out of bed for hours on end, and I just watched it on a constant loop and fell absolutely in love with the movie. Just all of it. And there is a scene in there where the French brigade stands up and starts singing their national anthem as the Germans are walking into the bar. And it just gives me this rush of like, yes, we're
Yeah.
going to defeat the enemy. And I stand up and I don't know any French and I don't know any of the words, but I sing to that scene in the movie as loud as I possibly can because it's full of energy and life and everything else. And so, right, my Casablanca might be boring to somebody and your Jennifer Aniston might be boring to somebody. Look, don't watch the fucking movie if you don't like Jennifer Aniston. That's okay.
Yeah, exactly. No, I love it. I love it. It's funny because I've literally watched like those movies. I've watched those two movies probably like 15 times. And to me, I'm just like, well, I could watch it for the 16th time. Like it's still funny to me. I still enjoy it because to me, it's like I don't have to think. I can just enjoy it and I can laugh. And we need more of that. I know I need more of that. And so I want to put myself in environments where I can do that. And I'm thankful to be part of this because the space that you create, and I know you're doing other, you have other channels in that way and you get into, other topics as well. But to have this specific kind of content is just fun. It's light. It gets you out of your head. I don't even know that we're live. I don't feel like we're live right now. I feel like we're just literally having a conversation. You create that kind of space. And it's inspiring to me as somebody who hosts a podcast, but just in life, right? I'm learning so much from you and how to ask questions to bring out the fun in one another. And we need more of that. So I really appreciate it. And I'm thankful to be part of this. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Right. So I love doing it unedited and doing it live because you get people to actually come out and have conversation that on a recorded podcast, it's weird, right? Because on a recorded podcast, you should be less protective than on a live show. But on the live show, I find that our guests are less protective and they're just talking and having a conversation with us as opposed to trying to protect their brand or whatever it is, right? Like, yes, roll your eyes as hard as you possibly can at that. Like, Jesus, come on, man. But we just need to go and enjoy our time and have fun with each other, high five each other, congratulate somebody when they've done something. You don't have to be like, oh, but you had this advantage and that advantage. No, congratulations, you did it. I don't care what advantage you had or what, like it's awesome. You accomplished something. We just like, let's celebrate each other more and more and more.
I love that. Yes, we need more of that. And thank you for even, throughout this conversation giving me those reminders as well too, because I can see in my head, like I can tell in myself where I'm like, oh no, like that's no, I shouldn't have said that, or like, this isn't but it's like, no, it's okay.
It's
So thank
all
you.
okay.
And we need reminders of that, because we can get in our heads all the time and overthink and think, what is somebody else going to think of me? Oh, we're live right now and I'm talking about Missy Elliott, but I don't know what song that I'm talking about. Like, and
It's
you're just like,
awesome.
let me just pull it up right now and play some of the music,
Yeah.
And I love it. I love the space that you create, and really appreciate what you're doing. Thank you. Thank you.
We'll drop this in the show notes, but where can people find you and get to know you better, especially with your podcast?
Yes, thank you. Endurance Diaries podcast. I have an Instagram for it, also on Spotify and on Apple. And the channel is really about just having these organic, open conversations. Jason, you came on and we had an incredible conversation. Honestly, one of the conversations that really, really continues to stick out to me in so many ways because of just the authenticity. And I appreciate that so much. It was so unscripted, so conversational, and just inspiring in many ways. And I appreciate that. I love these kind of conversations. So, but yeah, Endurance Diaries, the podcast is really about our personal journeys and challenges that we've overcome, also insights, perspectives, wisdom. It goes where it goes, and that's the beauty of it. And I think that's the fruit that comes in the process of something when we loosen the grip on the outcome. And that's been the process. So,
And I think the idea of diaries is exactly that, right? Like if you were a kid and you had a diary, you wrote all kinds of shit in there. You just wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote.
that's it.
And like that's a perfect description for your show where you and the guest are just going and having conversations, and wherever it takes you, it takes you. It's not pre-scripted. It's not, here's the only thing I'm going to talk about and the only thing I want to talk about and everything else is off limits. Like, no, just have fun and have a conversation and be you. Because here's the thing, and I'm pretty sure I said this on your show too, right? If I say apple, 50% of the people are going to be like, I hate apples, and 50% of the people are going to be like, I love apples. Okay, cool. Like either way works. I happen to like apples, so I'm going to hang out with the I like apples crowd, and the I don't like apples crowd is never going to like me. So what do I give a shit? Like move on in life.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So just keep showing up and just keep,
That's it.
yeah, that's it, really. So
Ashley, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. You've been a wonderful guest, and being able to talk about food and music and creating our own mini golf course, which by the way, we're only on hole 5. We got 4 more we have to design.
we got a lot to go. We got a lot to go. Yeah. I love that. That's a great, what a great conversation starter. Hey, if you had a nine hole mini golf course, what obstacles would you put on it? Go.
Right? It would be awesome. See?
Yeah, love it.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. This is awesome. You're awesome. I really, really appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
You got it. If you made it through nearly an hour of that conversation, thank you so much. Time is the greatest gift that we can give to each other, and you've given me and Ashley your time, so thank you for that wonderful gift. Make sure you check out the Everyday Athlete Podcast Network on your favorite podcast platform, or check out Run Try Mag on YouTube, where all of these shows are also hosted. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Have a great one. And remember, always have fun.